Who am I supposed to trust when everyone sees me as a means to their ends? Where am I supposed to go when I don't exist? How do I know where I belong when I don't even know who I am? I have no real name. I'm just a number to them, a weapon, a pawn in a war I don't want to be involved in. Division M and the Prime Syndicate are two sides of the same coin. They exist because of each other. I exist because of them. I was supposed to be a solution, a way towards peace. But I'm just another problem, a liability, a mistake. I have more enemies than I can count. What am I supposed to do? I can't do this alone. I need friends.
Woohoo! I need friends. We all need friends, guys. Everyone needs friends. Friends are cool. Welcome everyone to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other creators about their lives and their campaigns and their books, because people often invite me through their shows and channels, and I want to do something in return for this awesome little community. Okay, guys, I am tired, but I am very happy. I had a comic book convention yesterday in the Netherlands, in Deventer. It was a beautiful convention. It was in this old church, this old Gothic church. It was gorgeous, man. And I met Mike Jimmy, another creator, another Dutch creator was there. So it's cool to meet these people for real, finally, It's really cool. So convention season has started, and I'm not planning on doing too many conventions, really, because I don't really have the time. I need to produce books for you guys, and I need to make sure the campaign touring keeps going, So too much to do, but it's always fun to do this. Let's see who's with us today. Who is in the chat? Camilo Wallace. Hey, Camilo Wallace, like number 3, live in 1 hour. I think I would get the live stream live this time. Ooh, that would be cool. I hope so, man. I hope so. 58 Underground. Hey, welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. And Derek Clay or Dirk Clay, welcome, Derek. Amanda B is here. Hey, welcome, Amanda. Nice to see you here. Wow, excellent, guys. By the way, we got 200 backers for the Perfect 10 issue 3 campaign, which is just mind-blowing. I'm so excited. 200 backers. This is unbelievable, guys. Thank you all so much. Mike is also here. Hey, Mike. Hello, Dave. Brink with Drink. The church convention looked classy compared to North America's. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I always wanted to visit one of these huge comic conventions in the US. Like, I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen, but they look fantastic. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Okay, guys. I have a guest today. I think to me he's kind of new to this scene. Maybe he's not. I'm not sure. But to me, he was fairly new, and it's always cool to talk with new people and to network and for you guys to get to know them, So let's just bring him on, the man of the hour, my guest for today, Kevin Murphy.
You know what? I need more of that in my life. when I enter somewhere, have a crowd of people clapping. I needed that. That was awesome. Well,
Yeah,
good afternoon. It's afternoon here in Ohio, but I believe you said it's like 8 o'clock
yeah,
where you're at,
that's
so
right.
it's evening
Yes,
time right now.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
thanks
this,
for having me on. Yeah, I'm definitely new, still in my rookie year. Me and Dirk are still rookies. So
you and Dirk. Oh, that's Dirk in the chat right now,
yes,
right?
yes.
All right.
Dirk's my illustrator, and
Ah,
he's kind of my other half to the book.
that is awesome,
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, before we talk about the book, um, I wanted to get to know you. So,
sure.
Kevin Murphy, do you have a history making comics before this crowdfund campaign?
No, no.
None
First
whatsoever.
time. No,
Right,
just long time reader and fan. First time creator.
right. So what made you decide to make a comic book?
I had a kind of a fantasy story that I was writing as a novel, and Dirk, my illustrator, we became friends at work. And as we became more and more friends, I kind of came more open, finding out he liked the things that I liked, like comic books. And we were actually at a training that was super boring, and he just started doodling. And I didn't know he was an artist, even though we've probably at that time been coworkers for maybe a year, maybe even two. I honestly forget because the time flies. But he just drew Batman, and it was like really good. Like he did in a
Wow.
couple seconds. I was like, dude, you're really really good. And he's like, yeah. And he talked like it was always his dream to make a comic, but just never went through with it. And as I talked to him, my story is very much based on mythology, and I kind of talked to him about other mythologies out. Everyone knows Greek, Roman, Norse. I
Hmm.
kind of talked to him about the Middle East and Asia,
Right.
and like the Mayans, and he ate it up. He was like, "Oh man, this stuff is great." Indian mythology, Native American mythology, and he loved it. And he actually got into stuff that I didn't know about, and like was reading up on things, and it just really gelled. He really liked the idea of the story, of the purpose of it, what was happening, and then I think one day we just started like, hey, let's just start doing it, and it just the more and more we did it, the more fun it was, the more creative, and the better we got at it, and it's been a fun
So
experience, and we don't work together anymore, so it's kept us honestly together as friends too, which is great.
wow. So how cool is that, man? That you
Yeah.
have this colleague from work. So you
Hmm.
work at the same job, right?
Yeah, we work both at a correctional facility, but we would
Oh,
work in actual probation offices, um,
oh,
to
okay.
kind of do stuff with offenders, and that's kind of how we met. And then we've both gone different pathways in our job, but we stay connected,
Yeah, yeah.
because of this.
All right. So your passion was writing. His passion was art. It was meant
Yeah,
to be, man. It's like what do you call it? Serendipitous.
yeah, because I could draw before I could read and write.
Oh,
But
okay.
even as a kid, uh, I don't. My parents never took it serious, and as I kind of grew, maybe around 10 years old, I got frustrated that I couldn't draw
Mm-hmm.
like other people just
Right.
because I wasn't getting taught. And it was too frustrating. And so I kind of just stopped because it didn't make me happy drawing. It was frustrating. It
Right.
took too long. Where writing
Yeah.
doesn't take long. What's in my head, I can get on the paper really super quick. If I want to edit something, like a picture, to me, I always felt like I would edit it, and it was like never done to me. And so drawing was just too frustrating. Maybe someday
Yeah.
get back into it, but I really like the writing. I like the freeing of it, and it's even more fun now. After I write, I get with Derek and we do storyboarding, which is even
Mhm.
more fun after the writing of other stuff to come out. It's just a great experience.
Right. Yeah. Excellent. Let's say hi to a few newcomers here. I saw Chris Fisk coming in. Let me see, Chris Fisk. Hey, Chris. Welcome. Welcome, sir. And of course, we have Area Blackness. Yeah.
That's
Area.
nice.
Always nice to see Area. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So,
Congrats on your 200 backing. That's awesome.
yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, man. Let's get you guys there also. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But um, Okay, so you love writing, right?
Yes, I do.
So and you have some natural talent for it. I or
I
did you have to learn it?
I guess I had to learn it. I went to college for public speaking, so I
Mm,
kind of learned how to write in that sense where you have to keep people engaged, and
mhm,
so that kind of helped me with writing. And I did in college too. I took a lot of psychology courses, but also like literature, like even like children's literature. I actually, for my children's literature, I made a Christmas book, like a little kid's Christmas book. My
oh
teacher
wow.
actually said I should publish it. She liked it a lot. I never did. Um,
Oh,
but so
why
I
not?
think because I was in college, I didn't care. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I wasn't
yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
anything that took time. You know what I mean? Having too much
Mm,
fun. So yeah, I never went through with it. But it's always, you know, and it's in my family. Both my parents were teachers, so I think writing and teaching kind of come along too. And we'll see if I'm a good writer. If people like it, if people don't, I mean,
mhm,
I've had someone edit it, and I guess we'll see. And I'm always improved to learn. So I mean, to
right.
me, my goal is Chris
Mm,
Claremont. I loved the
okay.
X-Men. I loved
Mhm.
his writing. Just so good. So that's the goal. If I can ever get to that level, that would be amazing.
Okay,
Shooting for
so
the stars on
so
that one.
you do love comic books. You read comic
Yes,
books, and
yes.
your genre is that you read was mainly superhero, or did you read other genres also?
I guess at different times. I mean, at first I was reading Ninja Turtles because the cartoon. That's what got me into
Yeah.
comics.
Yes.
Was the Turtles, and after the Turtles, I got into X Men, and I loved X Men. I would get everything they were. Sometimes I'd get some Batman stuff. Of course, I got the Superman stuff when he died, and all the four Supermans because it was a thing. But always more Marvel,
Hmm.
predominantly X-Men, maybe a little Daredevil at times or Spider-Man.
Yeah.
As a teenager, I kind of got out of it, but kind of was brought back in with the X-Men movies, and then Marvel Ultimate got really into that, and then kind of been in and out, but now I'm kind of in full blown again,
Right.
and just it's it's amazing. I what I started doing, actually what kind of got me out of it was when they went digital, and the digital just didn't seem the same. But now that they have these omnibus oversized art, I think it's the greatest thing ever. Hardcover, they're big. I just love them. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and I'm more of a team. I want like X-Men, Avengers,
Hmm.
Turtles, anything team is what I like.
Right. So do you also read newer stuff?
Here and there, I did get the new omnibus of Wolverine's daughter, and I
Mm.
actually liked it. I didn't think it was going to be good, but it was highly recommended. So that was
Uh,
probably 2015. I think that came out. Is that the newest thing I have? I'm trying to think of all the books I have behind me.
yeah.
I think there's
2015 was kind of before the big shift towards the state of
yeah,
comics we have right now.
yeah. I don't
So.
have nothing in
Mhm.
the whole like woke era of Marvel, and I'm
Right.
getting a lot of like DC stuff that I've never read. All I'm trying to collect everything Batman. Also, kind of reading the new 52 of Justice League,
Hmm.
things like that. So,
Right.
but I'd say
Great.
probably nothing past like 2015. I don't know when the new 52 was. I think that was before 2015 though. It might have been 210s. The new
I
52
can't really
DC.
remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Chris Fisk says, I love the physical books, even though I don't exactly have the space for holding books. Yeah, that's a problem.
Seriously, they're huge. Yeah,
That's
no,
a
they really
problem.
do.
So, so you found your artist, well, fairly easy. You just
Yeah.
happened to work with him, and he was good enough to draw
Oh
the
yeah.
book.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So, did your expectation? This is the first book that you're making, so you have this idea. I'm going to make a comic book, and the process is going to be like this. Is the expectation of the production of a comic book and running a campaign comparable to the actual experience?
I'd say making the comic book was better than I ever thought it would be. Really
Right.
enjoy it. Really enjoy getting things back fully colored. The campaign is like nothing I ever thought of. I don't really like selling. I'm
Yeah.
not the type of person, so that this is a learning experience. Uh,
Mhm.
Two, because I had a hard time of like, what should I tell? Because there's stuff I want to keep back, and I have so many ideas for comics down the road with it. It's like, what do I say? What don't I? And then even in this comic, there's surprises, and so it's definitely been a learning experience when you can't just say everything you want to say and all the cool ideas that you have that are going to take time to kind of evolve. Like for instance, the Celestials, we're not telling people who they are or what they
Mm.
do, and they're in
Yeah.
the first comic, but they're not even like they're kind of more in the background than they are than the characters
All right.
that we have. So yeah, to me the campaigning I think is harder just because there's so much time. Like our YouTube channel, love it. It's so much fun. But trying to get scheduled to get on people's shows can be difficult, especially when so many people like have the same time and you're just trying to get it all and trying to make relationships. And so
Hmm. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's definitely a learning
Networking.
experience. There's definitely things that we would have done different. Probably would have done way more being in the chats and other. But here's the thing, though, too. I kind of felt like because we were so new in the community that I didn't want to be pushy, so I didn't want to go like in chats and like put a link. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
didn't, and I thought, even if I put money on someone's chat, then they have to do it. And is that being pushy? Since I'm
Yes.
new, like I wanted to kind of earn it, and it seems like though being
I get
pushy
it.
is fine. That now that I've been in the community, so I think that's a big mistake that I didn't do uh, up front. But you live and you learn, and
You
I,
know,
I
this is your first campaign,
yeah,
right? So these things take time. This
oh
is
yeah,
my fifth or my sixth campaign.
yeah.
So these things you build up slowly. It's let me say hi to Rex, Devilfly. Welcome, Rex. And Immortal Rising comic book. Hail
Nice.
chat and panel. Welcome, sir.
That's a nice name.
We're talking today with Kevin Murphy of Ballad of Celestials. So, how did you come up with the concept for this comic?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I really loved Lord of the Rings movies, so that was definitely uh, a concept. Well, okay, actually, no, I do know this. I don't know why I had to take time to think.
Yeah.
It's funny, but I would say my love for Lord of the Rings, my love for team books, and then my love for mythology like Hercules and um, all the TV shows, all the Greek mythology. I always really thought that stuff was great. Everything
Right.
with the gods and
Yeah.
demigods, and so to me it's a mashup of things I love. I like team books. So even though we do have a main character in our first book, he's not the main character of the series. It's each book will every now and again one of the heroes will be kind of like the X-Men. I know Wolverine
Hmm.
overtook everything, but Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Shadowcat, they all had their moments in the sun. Storm became
Hmm.
the leader,
Yeah.
and that's how I want the team to be. They all do something individually that's great. Together they're greater. And so it's just all those things I love, a mishmash of all of that.
Right. It's really interesting. Oh wait, Dark Side's here. Welcome, Ernest. It's really interesting that your first book is about this team, this group, the team dynamic. Because I'm still trying to get into that. I'm planning to write a team book, but it has a different dynamic. So when you can
Yes.
focus on one character with side characters, it's a different process than when you have a complete team.
Yep.
But you're jumping in there with like how many characters? 4, 5,
Five-ish,
5.
maybe a
Right.
six is in this one, maybe
Right.
not. It's
So what are your the biggest challenges you face when you write this story?
oh, keeping it at a low page number.
Yeah.
Because we want.
Yeah.
So when I first wrote it, when I wrote the script, I had 47 pages, and Derek, my illustrator, is like, nope, that's no,
I'm
we're
not going
not.
to do that.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Which helps though, putting constraints too, because I didn't put a constraint. I didn't put a page number in my head. I just what I wanted the first book to be about, and two, like, you could get really wordy where in a comic book you don't need that. So that was a big learning experience too, kind of, chopping away the fat or chopping away things you don't need it and getting it down to 30 pages.
Yeah, because you were used to writing novels, right? Writing stories.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of that's what I was writing. But comics is way better because much rather see them fighting than writing about,
Yes.
his right arm comes upon it, swoops down and misses nearly. It's not that. It's fun writing when you're having arguments and words, but writing descriptions to me was never fun. So that's why, honestly, the comic books are the best thing. You still get the written word, you still get the arguments and things like that, but then the action scenes are so much better than what you can read in a novel. It's
Barrett X is here. Welcome, Barrett. Welcome, sir. Yeah. So so you write the scenes because you're used to writing descriptive, right? So if you write a script right now for Derek, do you tone this down? So it's like, I want this fight scene and these basic things need to happen, and the rest is up to you, or are you very descriptive?
I'd say I'm good descriptive, but I let Derek do his thing.
Okay.
And a lot of times there's even been times where he's come up with stuff that's not even in my script, and I'm like, oh, I can use it, kind of how like Stan Lee and Kirby would do it, where Kirby would just draw a page and then Stan Lee would make a story around that page. We actually have 2 pages like that. Derek just drew 2 different pages because he was having fun, and I'm like, ooh, I really like those. Let's put them in there. So it just works well, and that's the thing too with comics, which is nice. So when you storyboard, it might read well on a script and in your head, but then when you see it on paper, it could totally be like, this doesn't work, this isn't fitting, this is slowing it down, or you're going on a side thing. So that's what's nice about the comics too, is the storyboarding really helps. I feel like half the story comes out of storyboarding, honestly, after the script, just because we feed off each other too. There's even more of an energy and more of just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Being creative. I was looking for a greater word for creative, but so it's just that way. And another thing is, I always wanted this story to be seemed like it could be real. So it's on Earth. It's before the flood. There's one continent like Pangea. So this is kind of our ancient history, why so much mythology has so many of the same footnotes in what's going on. And so that's what this comic is doing. This is kind of a world mythology, all of our ancient cultures that we don't really know a lot about, or how the pyramids were made, Great Wall of China, all those things. There's so much stuff we don't know. Hopefully we can answer that in this book. So
right, yeah. Derek says it's descriptive but adaptable, so that's nice. Barrett X has plans. He's writing a novel that he wants to turn into a graphic novel. That's great, man.
Yeah, and it's very different because a novel, like, again, I feel like a novel's like a river where it's just constantly going. You could do whatever you want. Where a comic book, is more like a, almost like a dam, kind of, in a way, because there's things you can't do. You really need to have a focus where it's going. Where a novel, you can do, especially with chapters in a novel, you could go to totally different, places and things like that. Which a comic, it's a little harder to skip to different people and things and still make it flow.
Right. Dr. Ino says the dock is in, time to operate.
Nice.
Welcome, Dr. Ino. Yeah, excellent. Okay, let's start the part where we talk about your campaign, right? So
yes.
But first, let's do this, and so everyone can get excited for Ballad of the Celestials.
Before the ancient flood, continents are connected. Mankind is divided, and the Celestials are perched in wait. Because of this, an evil force arises to conquer the earth. Mare and his small group of warriors encounter this evil and are thrust into a crisis that will disrupt the fate of humanity.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and that music is Derek has a band. That's his band, Ugly Tongue. So it's nice always having free music to kind of be able to have access to.
Ugly Tom?
Yep, that's the name of it, Ugly Tongue, like ugly words.
Oh, right. Ugly Tom. Right. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. So,
Mhm.
so the voice was also Derek.
No,
in the beginning.
he's a drummer.
No, I mean the
Oh
narration.
yes, it's him narrating. Sorry.
Right. Okay. Cool, man. This
Yeah.
is cool project. You have
Thank you.
well, you're so lucky to have met Derek, man. He does
Yes, I
everything.
am.
Does he also do the colors?
No.
Okay.
Dijo Lima does the colorist.
Dijo Lima, yes.
Yeah,
I know him.
he's oh man, he's great. And a lot of times he's done stuff with us, like barely even saying things. Like in our comic, the different times in the day go, and you could even see it how he has the sun going, where the particular day is in the story, and it's just great, man. He's colored everything for us. So
Right.
yeah, we're very lucky we got him.
Right. Okay, so Ballad of the Celestials as wayward warrior Mir or Meyer?
Yeah, no, it's Mir.
Mir returns home. He must intercept an evil army bent on man's destruction.
Yeah, he's they're kind of Mare and his group are where we find them in the book is they're actually getting rid of any creatures that were from this evil force that happened like 2 generations ago. All of their grandfathers were in like a world war against this evil that tried to kind of get rid of mankind. And so he kind of felt like this was something he needed to do because, like in any war, you always have remnants of things. And as they're attacking this one beast, they kind of find out something new that pushes them in the direction of going back to Mare's home. And while they're getting back there, so they're kind of being hunted on their back side as they're going back just because of where they're at. There's this other army coming to try to destroy the kingdom because they're kind of like your terrorists at that time. They believe in their hearts that humans should not be living in houses or kingdoms, that we should just be like the animals of the fields living in the woods or the forest. And so they want to take down anything that's kind of on of the wilds. And so Mare happens to be there when his group, and they get in the middle of it to kind of stop these guys taking down his home.
Well,
the funny thing is there will be something like that in the next book. Animals will be a part of the story. So the characters the characters aren't writing anything in this because they're hunting things, so they were been on foot. But horses aren't the only things that you can ride in our. So you'll have to wait for the second one, but maybe you'll see something cat-like in there. So
interesting. Peter Palmiotti, hey, welcome, Peter. I thought I stopped here. I am now. Oh, very much. Thank you very much for subscribing. And Hex Allen is also here. Welcome, Alan.
Good morning, evening. Nice. That's good.
Woo! Awesome. Awesome. Okay. If you have to give this elevator pitch, how would you describe this comic?
So this is if you like fantasy, if you like Lord of the Rings, you like team books. This is where it's at. This is our ancient history. Why all the mythologies were the same. This is the reason why, and so you get to see our main characters right off the bat. They're a family. They're a team. They do everything that would be good. They were the kind of the superheroes of their time, and so in this story, a new evil is kind of arising, and they're the ones that are going to take it down. So
Awesome. You have a very talkative cat.
I know I do, and
Kitty.
She'll be.
What's her name?
Her name is Natasha because my ex-wife at the time swears she was Russian because we lived near a woods in Mansfield, Ohio, and see, now she's quiet. There we go. And people would, because it was the city was dying when we were there because they had a big car company that left. It might have been GMC, and so there was really mostly just elderly people there. And when they would die, their kids would just like put their pets in the woods. So we sent like 10 or 15 cats to Humane Society. She would stay outside, and we started feeding her, and she would bring like dead bunny, like the heads of dead bunnies to us. And I was like, that's super badass. We need to keep her. And so that, we kept her instead of taking her to the pound.
All right. Okay. So you kind of wanted this a little bit of a superhero vibe in a fantasy setting, right?
Yeah, just because of mythology, they have their superheroes. I mean, Hercules is basically a superhero. They're heroes, but they're stronger than your everyday person.
Right. Okay, so why is it called Ballad of the Celestials?
Well, Celestials have a big part of the book. Sorry, my cat's. She seems to like this, so maybe she'll just stay here. So it's interesting. So the reason I called, because the Celestials do have a big part in it. They have a lot of big reasons why the mythology exists. And then also I thought, you kind of have chronicles or tales. At one time I thought songs, just to me, for some reason, ballad seemed just to mix with it. I was looking for something like that, and it just kind of came that way, Ballad of the Celestials. We actually, probably 2 years into this, we changed the name to a one-word name. Might have had it for 6 months, but we were like, nah, we don't like that. We better just go back to this. And so
finding the right title is very, very important.
Yeah. And I've gotten people on YouTube would have thought it was a music group, though, because I've had people be
really?
oh, we'll take it's because I guess ballad. So I didn't think of that. But people will get it as they know more of the Celestials and as it goes. I'd say probably by book 3 to 4, people will understand why the title is the way it is.
And Barrett X can't wait to read it. He backed it.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Barrett.
Yeah, it's really great because we haven't proved anything yet. We haven't gotten a book out to people's hands. So for people to give us any of their hard-earned money, especially during these hard times, we're so grateful. Thank you so much.
A lot of competition now also.
Well, there's just so much good stuff. They're really like even me, like it's like, what can't I get? Because even money, and these books cost so much too, the omnibuses. So it's like, what should I not get? Sometimes I'm just like, I like this, but I'll wait till he has the second or third book.
Right.
If it's like an ongoing. But a lot of people don't even ongoing, where it's just like a 80-page one story book, and you're always worried, is it going to be in demand? Is it ever coming back?
So how many pages is this book?
30 pages. 30 full-colored, action-packed pages.
And it's a limited series.
No, no, it's going to be ongoing.
Ongoing. Okay.
Yeah, we
All right.
can have it go because again, with it being Pangea, all the kingdoms are so much closer than they would be with the continents being split. Also, there's so much mythology. I definitely want to represent all those cultures that have it. So we could easily come up with like 20 kingdoms. There's a lot of backstory we have with the World War that happened with everyone's grandparents. And
Right.
then even when I wrote a lot of this where I had a lot of ideas even for the world to change. So we've got tons of stuff that we can go off of. So it's and we
Right.
have honestly, if we ever couldn't think of something, like if we got stuck, there's the whole world of mythology that are easy to get an idea from, or you know what I mean? There's just so
Yeah.
much out there.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
almost
it's
written
like
for us in a
it's
way.
like it's like our mythology that you tap from, right? It's not it. You didn't create a completely new like Tolkien-esque
No,
universe
it's
or
more of a
world.
it's more of a mishmash to get it all make
Right.
sense and all together. Why the Egyptians believe this, why the
Hmm.
the Greeks, why the Asians, and get it, the Celtic, get them all make sense why they believe the things they believed. And then
Right.
also not just mythology, like there's a lot of like monsters or animals that stories and tales to scare kids that we can put in there. Things like the Loch Ness monster, or
All
there's so
right.
many things in the woods. So we'll have that thing too. Anything from tales or stories like that have been in people's cultures. So it's really just the love of people's cultures too. I mean,
Mhm.
when you see some, it's just awesome. Like I think that's one of our strengths.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's
mashing them together and
yeah,
creating something new. That's great. So
yeah.
so this character is based on Hercules, maybe, or
Mare, I'd say, is more. I'm trying to think who I told Derek because I wrote Derek a big explanation of each character when we started it, and then I gave him comparing characters who he was like, and I would say so. He's kind of like your Wolverine, Captain America, Rick Grimes type of character. If that helps, he's a leader.
yeah,
He's going to do what's good, not for himself, but for everyone who's around him. He'll do the greater good or the lesser of evils is how he makes his decisions. So
right.
he's
So so when you put this team together, right? At least that's the way that I do it. I have the superhero team, and I know I want someone who can do this and someone who can do this. So you have several roles within the team dynamic that need to be
yes.
filled, right? So how did you? What roles do these characters fill that you required to make the team work?
Sure. So I knew I wanted them to be able to be good enough to hunt because that's what they were going to do. But I also wanted them to work as a team well enough to be able to fight a small army just with themselves. So like they could take on 20 people, even though there's five of them, and still be fine. And so because of that,
Mm.
you know, Mayor, who's there with the battle axe, and then
Yep. See.
behind him, Adelburn with the big bone in his hand.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're more of your like upfront. If you think of like a video game, like kind of like your tank heroes,
Right.
they're going to be swinging. They're going to be in the mess of it.
Hmm.
To the right of Mayor Chiro, he's small but he's super fast. So
Right.
he's kind of your in and out. He hovers around the other characters to kind of be, uh, kind of to be protected, I guess I want to say in a way. And he's kind of used as bait for animals. He also like kind of cooks and he's kind of a doctor as well. Then on top, Zune, she's Asian. She's kind of the one that keeps the team together. She's the one with the steady head. Um, she's very much using her momentum when she's fighting. And then on the bottom is Sabra. He's our arrow guy. And all of them kind of fight like how their personalities are too. Like he's a glass half full type of guy. He doesn't trust people, so he kind of wants to be hiding, and he kind of watches as people are surrounding them and kind of take out anyone that might be seeping in or can get
Right.
someone that's not watching. And
Right.
and,
By the way,
the funny thing, sorry.
I just noticed Palmiotti's signature here. So Peter is also working with you.
So he inked 2 of our covers because Derek's been the illustrator and the inker, and just because of time, the 2 covers, Derek wasn't going to have time to do it, and
Right.
we were able to get Peter. So yeah, thank you for saying that. I didn't want to forget that.
So when you said that this character, I
Yeah,
forgot his name.
Chiru.
Chiro, right? That he is fast. Is he like superhuman, like the Flash,
No.
for instance, or
No, but he'd be faster than us because these people are living out, in the world. They kind of run to get to places too. So I would say he'd still be like an Olympian in modern day because
Okay.
they do it so much. So, but none of them have like powers that are greater than humans. They're just
Like they're just top of their
badass.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, cool. So then you have these creatures. I saw these in the video also.
Yeah, that's the beast that they're hunting at first when it starts. That's our second cover, our homage cover, our homage.
right.
Sorry, I say homage all the time because it's within H.
Yeah.
And that's based off the Captain America cover where he fights Wolverine. Cap is the beast and Mayor is Wolverine.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's Peter. Yeah.
So here they set this trap for the beast. Maybe.
Yep. See Chiro's the bait there because he's the fastest.
You're
So
right.
he's running after him, and it doesn't go as well as they would hope. So even though they've been doing this for a while, it's not always easy. And then we see
And then they
there's
chop
kind
them
of
up.
Mayor kind of gets in the battle finally, and he just goes to town. He's upset because of how things went down. So he wasn't supposed to be a part of this, but he kind of had to get involved because things kind of went off the hand.
It's like like such a dramatic moment, like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the beast. It's all team related. He's frustrated with the rest of his team. So
right. So what's the story behind these creatures? Can you tell that or?
Sure. It's kind of, again, when you see in mythology, there's a lot of these like even hybrid creatures, and like especially Egyptian with like DNA and things like that. So there is some sci-fi to our fantasy. So there's really not magic. There's more like supernatural things with science. And so again, this is a creature kind of from the old war that still existed. It's not a creature that's from Earth. It was more created. And that's why they're hunting to get rid of it. They don't
from the old war. So these creatures were made to fight.
Yeah, pretty much. They were made to fight, made to just to make everything kind of off the hook, for the for the people of the Earth. So yeah, and there's a lot that'll
hybrid DNA, says Derek.
Yeah, hybrid DNA. Yeah, okay. I'm always afraid that's thing. Those are things that should we talk about that? There'll be more of that, but it's so the old war there was technology involved and things like that, and so you get a little bit more and more of that to what was going on at that time. And so here we even have an argument as they're going to Mayor's home. Mayor doesn't want to go back to his home for particular reasons, and so they're actually having an argument. And again, even though they're a team, they have like different beliefs. Like Adelburn there, he's more of a I believe in gods and destiny. And Mir doesn't believe in that. At least not anymore where he's at. He doesn't believe in destiny. He doesn't, so he's kind of blaming him.
Right.
Yeah. Historic creation too.
Jim Cox is here. Welcome, Jim.
Yeah.
He says only one of the team on camera.
Yeah, I didn't want Derek I'm the prettier of the two, Jim. And so it seems like we get more backing when it's just me. Derek does something to rub people the wrong way. I don't know what it is, Jim, but Derek's
like a cheerleader. Yeah.
Well, let's be honest though. He's doing more of the work. The illustrators do way more work than the writers. So when it comes to this, it should be me. I should be putting in the hours because
Well,
I can
this
write
is
30
good too, man.
pages way quicker than he can draw them. So
Right. Yeah. Okay. So what's your process here when you write this? Right. You have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you already know these will be 6 panels.
sometimes, but again, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes Derek doesn't like the flow. I think though, if I'm remembering right, I think this has actually had, and the thing too, when I write the script, the action parts, sometimes I'll write something for him to get even a greater idea. And I actually told him on this, think about Lord of the Rings when they're going up the wintry mountains and Frodo drops the ring and Boromir wants to go get it. And
Right.
so you kind of see that with them kind of running up, going up to the snowy mountains.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's going on here?
So this is where they're near Mir's home. You can see in the back there's the bridge that
Mhm.
goes to his home, to his kingdom, and they kind of get in between. Mir's actually past all them and is kind of going on to the big guy. So that's why these three are together. And you can even say, like I said, with Dijo, you can see up top, and even like how the sunlight is hitting everything because the sun's starting to come down at the end of the day, which I just thought was great that he was able to do that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And so then there's Mare kind of fighting the boss, kind of the big baddie of the terrorist group that wants to bring down kingdoms. So he's got chains that are connected to lanterns that are on fire.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and the lanterns itself have blades on them as well. So they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
That's a pretty unique weapon.
Yeah.
Did you find a name for the weapon also?
No, we don't have a name for that weapon.
Right.
Wow, no one's ever asked me that.
No, because when you write the script, you have this weapon, and if you want to, you have to have this description, and later on you can just put the name. This weapon is called this, so you draw that again.
Yeah, I've never, because I would just always describe it to Derek as swinging lanterns on chains that are on fire. But you're right. He should call them something. That guy's not all there too, so we could probably come up with something cool because he's going to be in this. We have some cool ideas for him. So
yeah, we will have a name.
Okay.
No,
I don't have a name for his weapon.
If you're in the chat, you can think of a cool name for this weapon.
Yes.
Let us know.
Yeah. If you could think of a cool name.
Okay, so how far in production are you guys?
So we've got over 10 pages colored with the covers being colored. So we still need to do a little bit, I think, under 20 or a little bit under 20 to get colored. We're usually getting about 3 pages colored a week. So
okay,
a couple more, and then we just
so the ink work is completely done. The pages are drawn.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's see what you have for us. Let's go through the perks, right? So the feature perk.
Yeah, the feature perk is all 3 covers. So we have our standard cover, which is right there, the team. We have the homage cover of Mare and the Beast.
This one,
and then if you go all the way down, we have our that's it there.
Wraparound.
Thank you very much. Yes, our wraparound cover, which is a little bit more expensive than the other 2 covers, but when you go back up to the selected perk, you get $5 off of getting all 3 of them. So instead of it being $50, it's a $45.
That's cool. Plus you get the digital, I see.
Yeah, because we felt like we know a lot of people don't like the digital, but we felt just because of with shipping and everything, we want an ease of access, so still have a digital tier. And then we thought, if we're going to have a digital tier, the people physical need to get it. They don't have to read the digital, but at least they can't say they're getting it later than the people who would get the digital.
Right.
So we did that. So we did an easy digital tier. I think it's $7 for the digital, and then you can just get
this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there. And then you can get all the covers individually. Everyone told us first campaign, keep it small. So we just kept it to 3 covers individually together and a digital. And that's all we
Yeah.
have for the perks.
Yeah. Well, these campaigns grow when you
Oh,
get
you got a cat
more
too.
books. You can add more stuff. So yeah.
Oh, too
So
bad I didn't have my cat on me now when you had your cat. That would have been perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
And the last one is the wraparound. It's a bit more. It's a
Yeah.
bit more expensive, right?
Yeah. It's
Right.
20 instead of the other two are 15.
Yeah,
But
that's nice, simple, clean campaign. That's fantastic. You ship all over the world.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Some campaigns do not do that for some reason. Some people have some name suggestions for the weapon. We have Barrett X says a lantern whip,
It's not
which is
bad.
pretty good. And Area thinks the
Tony.
name Tony is a cool name. Yeah,
Tony.
Tony
Oh,
Tony Lantern. Yeah,
Tony Lantern. That's not bad. That's
yeah,
yeah, Tony Lanterns.
that works. That works. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's awesome. And
Okay.
so we do have some stretch goals. So if we reach 3,000, we have the card all the way on the bottom. There's our stretch goal.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
mirror, and it's a metal trading card, black and
Oh
white.
wow.
And so the
Mhm.
card will actually deal with stuff in the future. Even in the first book, you'll see cards have something to do with the world we're building up. And so we're hoping to have a card game down the line, and the metal would be. So he's actually in his full armor that he'll be in the second or third book. None of them have their armor with them because they're out in the wild carrying very light hunting those animals. So
Right.
but,
Right. And then at 3,000, you have another card planned.
no, not a card. It's
Oh.
not a card. We do have something else planned, but we haven't revealed it.
Well, it's a
Hopefully,
mystery. Right.
yeah, it's a mystery for right now. Yeah.
All right. All right. Cool. Cool, guys. So let's see how far you're away from the card. Oh, this is euros. Euros. I have to change it up. I always forget that. Change it up to US dollars. There we go. Hoopla. And now we go back, and it's like, oh, almost there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Awesome.
So guys, help get Derek and Kevin to 2,500.
Yeah,
For the free card.
2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, a nice metal card where the edges are still pointy, so you can use them as a weapon as well.
Oh.
You know, you can throw them; they're going to stick. So it's a collectible. Also, it's going to be used for a game down the road, and it's a weapon. So it's a 3-in-1 deal, which isn't.
Oh,
bad.
you're planning a game also.
Yes, yeah, that kind of how cards are used in our universe as a game. We would like to have a game down the road so people can kind of take part in that with how it's used in our world. So cards can have a little influence on how things are going on, and so we thought it'd be cool if we had a game like that too.
Right, so you have to come up with your own game also.
Yeah, but that'll be down the line. We probably won't do anything like that till maybe like comic number 10, unless people really like the idea that we have and they really want it. We would put stuff behind it, but we kind of want to be giving out the cards and stuff for it little by little, and then people that have been with us can kind of have special cards that other people wouldn't have. So,
right. Okay, cool. Let's refresh, see if something happened. You never know, right? You're now at 68 backers with $2,336, and now we're at 70 backers.
Awesome!
Woo!
Thank you so much.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
excellent.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Man.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
A little
yes,
Brink
thank you
bump
so
there.
much. Yes. Oh, yes. That's awesome.
Excellent. Oh, thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Is there something before we close off? Is there something people need to know about the campaign?
To know about the campaign, no, we've given the timeline that it'll be delivered within 6 months after closing. We definitely think we could do it earlier than that. We just put it that way, just because of all the things in the world. Who knows how things are going to go with delivery and things like that.
October,
but,
yeah,
and we definitely think we can get it way better than that. We're just giving ourselves room, so we're going to get it out as quick as we can. Just we don't want people to be waiting. from what we're learning from the community, it seems that's a big thing where people take a long time to fulfill and things like that. And we don't want to be wasting people's time or holding their money back for such a long time where they could have used it for something else. So
yeah, well, if things happen, just keep people updated. That's all you can
yes.
do. Yeah. Okay, excellent. So, okay, guys, please share this campaign around.
Yes. Yeah. It's
And
almost ended. We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
3 days to go. Will you be going in demand, you think?
Yeah, I think we will.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, guys. And alongside this campaign, you can also back Perfect 10 issue 3.
Nice, yeah.
We're now at 200 backers, so that's amazing. Thank you all. So please check that out and share it. You know the drill. And American Bliss, Father's Pride Part 1 is still in sign up. So you can sign up for a mystery print. So yeah, that would be great.
What's America Bliss about?
American Bliss is I basically make superhero comics, and I work together with Michael Oden, who wrote the Embrace, and he wanted to write a patriotic superhero like
Nice.
Captain America, and I happened to have this one, so we wrote the story for it. So we decided to produce this book, and we will launch it as soon as possible after the Perfect 10 campaign. But it's basically superhero. So yeah.
Is it an origin story, or are you not going to deal with an origin story?
Yeah. You see the origin. You see who she is, where she's from. Yeah. That's.
I like the name American Bliss. That's an awesome name.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. Stop screen. Yes, stop screen. Okay, Kevin, where can people find you if they want to follow you?
So at the KJ Murphy 518 is my Twitter handle. Then every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern American time, is our YouTube channel, Dirk and Murph Duke It Out. We usually give an update on our book. We also like to have a lot of guests on. We let our chat kind of go crazy, and they're pretty funny. So it's usually something's funny going on just because our chat's off the hook, but we like it that way. So, and sometimes we talk about mythology. Sometimes we talk about music. We try to stay away from any news or anything. We try to just be positive and have fun. And, all the crappy stuff in the news, people can find that somewhere else.
This is absolutely right. Absolutely right. Good call. Yeah. All the links that you just mentioned are in the description of this video.
Thank you so much.
Subscribe to his channel, guys. And Kevin, thank you very much for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me on. You're the first person I got from Europe. I'm not near that community at all. Yeah, and that's something we've tried to get in, but it's so hard with the time and everything. And again, see, that's something I have to work on. Finding the European YouTubes, getting in those chats as well. And so
yeah, we can make it work.
Yeah.
Sure. And special thanks to the chat. Thank you guys for dropping by, for your questions, your interaction and feedback, and for backing, for sharing. We love you guys, and I'll be back next week, next Sunday, same channel, same time. Hope to see you there. Bye, guys.
Bye.